Dear all, welcome to hrtech.sg's demo hour exclusive edition for July 2021, where we will be showcasing the best-in-class features of Reimburse. We embarked on the HR Tech Demo Hour event series in 2019 to evangelize and promote the use of HR technologies. The event promises to be a unique platform for HR tech providers to showcase their high-tech solutions, thereby aiding the acceleration of adoption of HR tech. The event motto has always been only to showcase demos and not presentations. The first event happened in September 2019 at Veremark facility in Suntec, Singapore. Now we have moved to an on-demand webinar format. In April, we had our demo hour session focused on organizational network analysis, while in May, which was actually Mental Health Awareness Month, we had our demo hour session focused on mental wellness technology providers. June being the Pride Month, we had 4 best-in-class HR tech providers showcasing the demonstrations of their platforms that focused on diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. And today, we are here to showcase the demonstration of Reimburse. But here's a quick background before we move to Reimburse's demonstration. The Singapore government has been encouraging businesses to transform by adopting technology in all aspects of the business, including the human resource function. To help Singapore enterprises, we are showcasing the demo of Reimburse's smart platform today. Reimburse is actually a simplified yet powerful mobile and web-based travel and expense management solution that bridges travel, claims, HR, and the finance departments all together. Reimburse is very comprehensive, enables custom policies set up, very easy to use, and it also has an out-of-the-box integration capability with existing HR and finance systems. Could get meaningful reports with an end-to-end automation process too. Simplifies the receipt captures process and provides an easy solution to configure custom workflows. Technology solutions like Reimburse can minimize many time-consuming transactional HR tasks and free up bandwidth for HR professionals to do more strategic work to help becoming a strategic business partner. While many enterprises have made a headway in their digital HR transformation journey and are showing positive business outcomes, there is still a lot to be done in this field. You can also visit Reimburse on the hrtech.sg marketplace under the talent operations category by clicking on the link www.hrtech.sg/Reimburse, or you could use the QR code. Now, to help showcase the demonstration of Reimburse, we have Claudine, who will walk us through the demonstration over the next 10 to 12 minutes. Over to you, Claudine.
Hi, Sriram. Thank you. Okay, so hi there. My name is Claudine and I'm from Rolling Arrays. Today, I'll be introducing you to our own in-house developed solution called Remiburse. But before that, perhaps I can just give a very short introduction as to who we are as Rolling Arrays. So Rolling Arrays is a long-established HR transformation company. We were established in 2009. So we do have many years of experience being an SAP Gold partner as well. We currently provide HR technology implementation services, mainly for SAP SuccessFactors, but we also have an HR advisory and consulting arm to help our customers with their business process designs. In 2020 and 2021, we were honored to be recognized by Straits Times as one of Singapore's fastest growing companies. And I think that's a testament to how we continue to provide excellence and bring success to our customers. So to date, we have more than 100 clients across Asia, as well as more than 200 successful projects. So today I'll be showing you our Reimburse solution. So it's an expense and claim solution that is very easy to use and very flexible. Currently, it's pre-integrated with SAP SuccessFactors, but of course, integrations with other HR and payroll systems can definitely be built as well. Maybe instead of talking more about Reimburse, why don't we move on to the demo so that I can show you some of the features of the system. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to log into the system here. Let me log in as Kevin. So Kevin is an employee at this company, and this is the homepage of Reimburse solution. So at the bottom here, you'll see some quick action items. For example, any draft expenses that you have, approved expenses, requests, or even any rejected claims that you might want to take action on. Over on the left, you see this menu bar where you have the option to add a new expense, add a new request, or add a new receipt. You can also view your drafts or submitted expenses and requests. And, subject to your permissions, you might be able to have some approvals or reports that you can view as well. So let me just show you first how to create a new expense. So at the top here, you can see 3 tabs, general, entertainment, and mileage. You can actually categorize your different expense types into these different categories. And coming down here, for general expense types, I'm able to select from a drop-down list. So this drop-down list is actually configurable. We can configure different expense types according to your organization's requirements. Just to show you an example, if I select the first one, all these fields will appear that I will need to fill out before I send my claim for approval. So for example, you can see receipt date, expense amounts, and you can see which fields are mandatory by this red asterisk over here. I can also charge to any local cost centers for easy processing. Yep. So besides all these fields, which again are configurable, so you can remove or add any fields that are required for each of your expense types. We can also set in certain rules. So for example, backdated claims, I can't claim beyond a certain date because it would have been too long ago. And let's see, expense amounts, you can set a minimum amount or even a maximum amount. So this will throw up an error actually to tell me what these amounts are, like it should be more than or less than a certain number. This also, the system also allows you to upload receipts or other supporting documents before you send it for approval. So upon sending for approval, it will follow a pre-configured workflow. And again, each expense type can have their own workflows tied to them. So this is not the only type of expense that we have. So for example, if I go to entertainment, there we can have maybe like your internal team bonding or client engagement. So besides the fields that we saw earlier, there's also an option here below for you to add perhaps staff in your company or even guests that attended externally. So this is for recording purposes, but similarly, you can have mandatory fields, you can upload your receipts, etc., and then you can send it for approval. Now on to a third type of expense claim, which is very interesting actually. So we have mileage claims. And this allows you to actually claim for your petrol or gas. So for example, if I choose my vehicle type, which is a car, and I opt to add a trip, I can firstly select my trip date and I key in the start location. So for example, if I was at the airport and then I want to go to my office in Suntec City, there you go. You can see that the mileage is automatically calculated. It'll multiply it by a set mileage rate, which is configurable by the customer. Then it will tell me how much I can claim for this trip. I can also include any parking or toll charges as well. And once I update this, it will appear here and I can opt to add more trips. Once again, I send it for approval and then it will follow the pre-configured workflow. So next, something else that I can add is also a request type. So similarly, there can be different categories that you can sort it into. So for example, this one is a travel request. And if I select overseas business trip, the fields change again. I can select, I want to travel from 1st of August all the way until like the end of August. And it supports multi-city travel as well. So I can keep, adding different cities at different dates. Below here, I can input my flight details, including departure time, arrival time, and I guess more importantly, the amount and currency that I bought the flight ticket in. So this will enable me to record the amount so that I can be reimbursed or I can make my claims for the flight details. I can also choose to input my hotel or other kinds of accommodation. Similarly, the amount, the check-in dates, etc. Something that we can also request is a cash advance. So I can key in the amount that I am entitled to and then send it for approval. So after that, something else that I can add is also adding a new receipt. So sometimes, it's very easy as you accumulate your claims, you lose your receipts, or if you keep the receipts for too long, sometimes the wording or the ink rubs off and then there's nothing on your receipt and you can't support your claims anymore. So there's an option here. Once I get my receipt, I can upload a picture of it directly into the system and key in the details. So Remiburse also comes with a mobile application. A very convenient thing to do is I can actually snap a photo with my phone as well and upload it directly into a receipts library. So once I come here to my receipts library, I can see all the receipts that I want. And when I make my claim, I simply need to select from this library. And yeah, there we go. I won't lose my receipts anymore. And then next, maybe I can go on to my submitted claims. So after submitting, I would want to see, all the claims that I have made and what status they are at. So currently I can see my expenses. I have quite a lot of expenses. Some are pending. If they're pending, I can open it up and then I will see, oh, okay, it's pending at my manager, Tony Chan. And if it's been pending for a long while, I can, drop a message to my manager and say, hey, remind them, gentle reminder to approve my expenses. I can even see if it's rejected. And then when Tony, as my manager, rejects this claim of mine, he's able to put in a remark that will tell me why he rejected this claim. So in this case, it's because I uploaded the wrong receipt. And I can actually then, amend my claim based on his remarks. Lastly, I can see my approved expense claims. Over here, well, nothing much to see. I can just see when it was approved. And then I can expect to see the money coming into my next paycheck, perhaps. Something else to show you that's quite interesting is that earlier I showed you how to create a travel request, for example, a new request type. So clicking into it, if I have an approved business trip, something that I can do is I can add an expense, and this expense will actually be tied to this business trip so that my manager knows, oh, when you spent this amount of money, it was actually because you went on this business trip. So similarly, you can configure different expense types to be available. And for example, overseas hotel accommodation, I can key in all the required information and send it for approval. And it's similar to creating a new expense type, just that for this, it will be tied to this request ID. And perhaps now I can show you as a manager what the view will be like. Yeah, let me just log out. And then I will log in as the manager, Tony. So you can see homepage, similar view, except Tony as a manager, he has approvals that he needs to look at. So I can go to the Approvals tab on the left from the menu. I will see that in my team, I have Kevin and Karen, and I can drill down into the different expenses that they have claimed. So now it's according to the different categories, but again, I can further drill down to see more details. Now I can choose to approve them one by one, approve by a whole category, or approve like wholesale for Kevin, like all his expenses. Or of course I can choose to reject one. And again, earlier we saw that I'm able to input a remark as to why I am rejecting a claim so that my team member can then, amend the claim before submitting again. I can also select each claim just to see the details before I choose to approve. Yep, and then for example, the expenses tied to with requests. It will show up in a different tab. So I have my overseas business trip. I can see the details here, when he went, and so on and so forth. And then I can see that he has requested 2 expense claims tied to this specific business trip. Yep, so actually Reimburse is a very, very simple, straightforward, and easy to use solution that has a lot of self-service functionality for both the employees and the managers. Yeah, I think that should be it.
Okay, thank you very much, Claudine, for the demo. Just wanted to check with you. Are you seeing any interesting trends in the marketplace that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, well, I think current trends have been very influenced, by the ongoing pandemic. So we do see a lot of customers who are looking for more cost-effective solutions to managing their expenses, or even, expense management solutions that are very, very easy to configure so that they can quickly adapt to new changes in the market. So I think Reimburse is quite an excellent solution that can meet all these requirements at a very competitive price point. Because as you saw earlier, it's very simple, very easy to use. It's very flexible. Most things can be configured according to the organization's needs. And in fact, we've also consciously made a decision to make it easy for the customer themselves to, add new business rules or add new claim types, for example. So this will enable them to quickly make changes into the system rather than having to go through a lengthy process of, liaising and trying to get us to configure according to their needs. And all of this is, at a very good price point for them as well.
Thank you very much, Claudine, for the demonstration. Clearly showcases how Reimburse is very simple to use, simple to configure, yet very powerful and very convenient from a HR plus finance perspective. The interesting aspect is, some of the policies of an organization keeps changing, right? And the fact that it can be customized and saves a lot of time for the HR and finance professionals to break their heads managing these aspects, which Reimburse can very easily manage. Thank you very much, and wishing you the very best on this journey. Bye-bye.
Thank you, you too. Bye.